I think that what changed was the understanding, the understanding of who I am and who I am at this moment, and not worrying so much about who I needed to be in the next moment or who I was in the past, but really focusing on being present, fully present right here and right now. Because when that happens, all the distractions kind of disappear, they dissolve, they go away. And so achieving some measure of balance in your life where it's not all about creating new businesses, creating new operations, getting to a higher level of competency with your surgery, instead allowing. It's the difference between really force and power. I realized that most of my life had been in force, like forced my way into this, so focused, so driven, so blah, 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 blah. All you get out of that is a sense, others get a sense of intimidation because you're all so much in your mind and you seem all powerful with your hands that they can't really relate to you. It's not really going to make you very effective. If you really want to be an effective healer, and that's really what I aspire to be, then you need to be able to slow down. So another way of putting it is like slowing down really enabled me to speed up in a way that it almost became, it really is unconscious. So I think that when you're in the center of yourself, you slow down and you come at life from a calm mind, calm perspective, which means it's easier to listen. I think one of the things that we do very poorly as a specialty is to listen to others, to really hear them. And it's not just hearing them and going quickly up into your brain and solving boom, boom, boom. It's feeling them. Like, do I feel what they are, who they're being at this point in time? Which means I have to know who I'm being. Because if I don't, my mind's all full of like distractions and uncertainties and worry, then I can't really listen. So the best thing that's happened to me this year is knowing myself more fully, understanding myself, loving myself more fully, which has enabled a much higher level of conversation with others. I see better, I hear better, I feel better. Not feeling the kind of like I feel stronger, but I do feel stronger. It's not that, it's just that I can feel the patient's experience better. I can connect with them better. I can synergize with them better. And therefore I can better deliver a solution for them with far less friction, far less effort on my part. So the thing that I notice the most in surgery is how effortless it's become. It's completely effortless. People often say, well, don't doctors burn out? Don't they run out of steam? No, I can go forever like this. I'm on a very good track. And it's a slow process. It's a slow process that involves lots and lots of things, right? So it's not just the experience, feeling the experiences of the world around us. And let's face it, last year was pretty tumultuous. But it's also feeling the experiences in my family, feeling the experiences in my own life, walking backwards in time and seeing where I came from. And then it's then kind of engaging in a practice of meditation and we'll call it fitness and fasting that all kind of fit together to make one harmonious process of seeing life in a different way. Well, undoubtedly the pandemic has changed everybody. I think the pandemic, the experience in the general elections this year, the troubles in all the cities, it would be hard not to be changed by that. So if you want to understand and connect to others, you've got to open yourself. You've got to open your mind to that level of experience and see how it affects others, which made me feel far more connected to the experience of others. And frankly, the other things that happen is as each one of these things built on another, the other crises in our country, with people being shot and all kinds of horrible things happening, has to make anybody thoughtful who's feeling these things pause. And that pause is an opportunity to say, what do I really know about others? How do I really see others? What's my lens? And how do I know my lens is any bigger than anybody else's lens? So that it forces you into examining your notions of life. And as you examine your notions of life, you can see like, wow, my experience very different from this person's experience. As a consequence, if I really want to understand, if I really want to connect, I have to let go of a lot of my experience to sort of feel their experience. So that's kind of what happened. The previous iteration of me was a 1D or 2D healer. This iteration of me is three-dimensional healing. Three-dimensional healing is not just you had a problem with your body or whatever. That's the easy part. That's the simple part. We can design a solution. We've got enough mastery. I've got 160,000 hours into this. I added it up the other day. I mean, that was done a long time ago in terms of like mastering the solution. The solution part is not the hard part. Doesn't mean every outcome's fantastic. I mean, we're humbled by things far beyond our control. But the important thing here is that it's not just that 1D solution or maybe the 2D solution, it's the 3D. So it's body, we'll call it body, mind, and soul. All of it coming together to create an ability to heal, which is at a much elevated level. So what I've come to understand is that my role is not just to develop a great solution for them to move them on to the next thing in their life, but is to hold a space for them. And that's a space of healing. Because a lot of where they're coming from is a place of scarcity. So most people view lives in sort of like two different, we'll call it polemics. Scarcity and fear, or abundance and love. And I realized I was always sort of in the abundance and love category, but most of the people I treated were down here in scarcity. So recognizing that, understanding that, gave me the perspective to be able to hold a space for them. And holding that space for them, in other words, believing in them. I would tell these patients, the difference between you and I is that I believe in you more than you believe in you. That gave them permission to believe in themselves. Because if they look at you as a leader, they will say, the leader believes in me, maybe I can believe in myself. It opens a possibility for a greater version of themselves. Maybe something they never had before. Maybe no one ever held that space for them. And that, I think, sums up how this has changed the way I interact with people. It's made it much more effortless, and it's made them much more engaged in the process, because I'm more engaged in the process. I mean, I think the intersection of who you are with everyone else is profoundly influential, profoundly. It's both inspirational and aspirational, because it creates an environment where people feel the desire to come to a higher level for themselves.